Hey y'all, it's your girl Jackie with a Q. Listen up. I hope everybody's doing well on this wonderful Sunday, and I hope you all are making it happen for yourself, right? Listen, y'all, I kind of thought this, but I'm still not sure, but I'm just going to speak on it, and y'all drop in the comments and tell me what y'all think. So I listened to, I guess, bits and pieces of the Shannon Sharpe conversation that he had with the young lady, Gabby, I think that's her name, right? First of all, I want to know where they get that from? Did they get it from her? I don't know. But anyway, listen, this is what happened with old Negroes. You ain't had no business messing with her. But anyway, that ain't my point today. My point is, were they into BDSM? I'm not too familiar with that. I'm not too familiar, but I listen to a lot of books, right? And I know I've just recently read a book where couples were engaging in that, right? So I'm wondering, because, when they were talking, the conversation didn't sort of really make sense. Like, she sounded dry and drab. I don't know what that was about. But then I saw another video where this young lady said that they were race playing. I was like, race playing? Well, let me Google that. And what is that? Right? So that's something they do in a sexual activity. Now how all these things arouse you, I don't know. That's a topic for another day. But they were race playing. And that's part of some BDSM stuff. And that's why he was talking about choker and this and that. Because I do know, based on what I've read and listened to, that in the BDSM, choking is a thing, right? So you mean to tell me this Negro had all these kinks? That's a kink. That's what they say. You had this kink. And you didn't make this woman sign an NDA. Because again, I've listened to a lot of audiobooks. And the ones that I've listened to and they engaged in that, they sign NDAs. So you mean to tell me with your big, dumb, overgrown self, you didn't make this broad sign an NDA? Now, see, you get me out of character right now because it's a Sunday. I'm on my way to church. But I just thought I would talk about this. You did not make her sign an NDA. You are foolish, Shannon Sharpe. Let me tell y'all something. And I ain't going to say this too much, but we all know as black women, we know this. We know this. Black women, especially the older they get, I know y'all think young folks, they get old, they get wise. No, that's not always the case. I don't even want to put a percentage on it, but that's far from the case, right? So you did all of this, achieved all those accomplishments in your life, and you still fell short of good sense. You fell short. You fell short of the good sense. If you know that's what you like to do, all kind of, and why? Me and Shannon's in the same age group. You know better. You know better. If you was going to deal with her, then why didn't you make her sign an NDA? Now, from what I've been told, that people in the industry knew that he liked young white girls. That was his thing. Everybody knew that. That's why Kat said something. That's why Monique said something. You're stupid, Shannon. Like, I just cannot believe that you put yourself in this at your big age. And if that's what you like, then, and you in that community of the BDSM, then you deal with the people that's in that community. But I do know that you should have, anybody, I don't care if you're in that community or not, if you're doing that or not. If you're dealing with somebody and you don't really want nobody to know what you're doing, or you don't want a backlash, because it might not be, you don't want nobody to know what you're doing. You don't want, somebody to come back and do what they doing to Shannon, and when you knew good and well, this is what we do, now you want to sue me for X amount of dollars, you need to make them sign an NDA, period. People with money should know that, right? So anyway, I just thought I'd speak on that because I had never heard of race play as a sexual activity. First of all, I had never heard of race play, and then I didn't know it was a part of a sexual activity, and I didn't know that it was mainly in the BDSM. Woo, that was a lot to get out, right? Listen, y'all, I don't want to block my blessings because I'm going to go in here to the church house. But it was on my mind since yesterday when I saw it, like race play. Race play? You doing that with the white girl? You want to reenact that? And I saw something else that just reminded me that a lot of guys, when they get money or whatever, they pick the young white girl, the white woman, whatever, because she's deemed as a prize, because now you actually really have a rose if you get one. Your money ain't enough for you want to add the white girl as a status symbol as well. Listen, because who I am, I do feel sorry for him. But the other part of me is like, you was stupid. You was just stupid. Money don't make you smart. We know that. Money don't make you smart. So anyway, y'all, drop down in the comments and tell me if y'all ever heard of race play or Bdsm, because, you know, I'm new to this. I ain't into that world, but, you know, to each his own, right? But I just think everybody should be consenting, and it should be on paper. So y'all drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.